Greetings, it's Iain from RTO. Welcome to part 2 of Ladies' Day and its retro ranking. And before we start, I do apologise about the sort of sun shadows and everything. There's a car parked outside and the sun is shining on the window and it reflects straight back in here. So I've sort of done the best I can. I don't mind it, but it looks a bit irritating on the screen. So, retro ranking today, part of Ladies' Day, is another request, and this one came from our good friend in Australia, Lloyd Boone, and he says, talked about you can do something on Tanya Tucker, and to be quite honest, I hadn't heard much of Tanya Tucker, so for the last few months I've been listening to Tanya Tucker, and I've come up with some songs that I really like. Now what I didn't, she was born on the 10th of October 1958, day after me, but in 58. Country singer and songwriter, and I didn't realise she had, I mean, I've heard of Delta Dawn, but I didn't realise she was only 13 when she recorded that, and you know, wow. She has, they say she's one of the few child performers that to mature into adulthood without losing her audience. That is incredible. She had a streak of top 10 and top 40 hits, several successful albums, country music awards and nominations. Latest album 2023, she's acclaimed collaboration with Brandy Carly, who's done another one, hasn't she? And she was actually inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2023. So here are 10 songs that it's taken me a little while to get about. I do like these songs and I love this. So the first one, number 10, is from 1973 and it's off the What's Your Mum's Name album, and it's Rainy Day. Now what you gotta remember, when she recorded this, she was what, 12, 13, and it's what a mature voice she's got. It's so quirky. I really love this song. You know, you wouldn't think when you listen to it that this is recorded by a kid, basically. Unbelievable. Coming in at number 9 from 73 again, from the Delta Dawn album, Smell the Flowers. Oh, sings with so much maturity on this. I know, it's an absolutely stunning track. Okay, number 8, we're going to move to 1977. So she's a little bit older now. She's still only young, and she released an album called TNT, and on there is a cover version of Heartbreak Hotel, and I must admit this is one of the best versions apart from Elvis that I've heard someone sing. You know, it's got the same grit as Elvis. It's a stunning version of it, and that's why it's in my top 10. Okay, number 7, staying with 1977, and an album called Riding Rainbows and a track called White Rocket. I love the guitar on this, but it's quite gritty, but the vocal from Tanya is lovely. It just shows, even at a young age, she could change her tone. Really, really good track. Okay. At number 6 from 1993. Now this got to number 2 on the US country chart and number 3 on the Canadian country chart, and it's called a track called It's a Little Too Late. It's a great little rockabilly style track, some nice guitar, and I think she has got a really nice voice. Brilliant stuff. Okay, at number 5, this is from 1976. A number 1 on the US country chart and a number 2 in the Canadian, and it's called Here Is Some Love. Nice guitars, quite rocky for a country song, good vocal, and I love the little bit of acoustic guitar thrown in there as well. I love that track. Okay, number 4, 1972's Delta Dawn album, and the New York City song. A fantastic song. And what a fine vocal from a young lady at the time. Years ahead of herself. I can't think of any 12, 13-year-old singing as strong as this. Absolutely stunning vocal. Love that track. Okay, coming at number 3. Now this is from the year 2000, and it's one of the, you know, when they do this 20 greatest hits and they put a brand new song on it. This is one of them brand new songs, and it's called Blackwater Bayou. Now this is, you know, she's a lot older now, but she's still singing great. What a voice. I love this track. You know, I'm really surprised that I really like these tracks, because it's really not my thing, but for some reason this lady's got a great set of lungs. Okay, number 2 from 1972, a big single, number 6 in the US country, number 3 in the Canadian, and it is Delta Dawn. Now I had heard this song. I mean, it was recorded by Bette Midler, and to hear that a 13-year-old could sing as good as Bette Midler is something else. It's a brilliant cover of it. Absolutely top draw singing. But my number 1 song, and it's from 1973. Got number 6 in the US, number 7 in the Canadian country charts, and it's called The Man That Turned on My Mama. What a moving song. Now this, you got, as I said, this is a young lady of 13, 14, and she's sounding like a woman of 40 singing this song. Absolutely brilliant. The words are very meaningful. It's a really good song, and it's quite dark as well, but it's nice that it's being sung by someone of this age who sort of might see it different in the song. Wonderful song. So there we go. There's 10 super songs. I've got some honourable mentions as always. The first one is a single from 1973. So number 1 single on the country charts, both in Canada and US, and it's What's Your Name Mama. Just missed out on my top 10, but the harmonising, singing, it's a very catchy tune. Once again, this is from a teenager making number 1 on the country charts. Super song. We're going to move to 1976 now, and an album called Loving and Learning, and a track called Ain't That a Shame. It's a proper country folk song, country sort of rock song. It's got a great beat to it, and I like that track. And my last one is a duo she did in 1980. Got to number 59 on the US country and 48 in Canada, and it's Dream Lover, and it's a duet that she does with the great Glenn Campbell. Must have been something for her to sing with a great singing artist like Glenn Campbell. Great version. I mean, it was first recorded by Bobby Darin, of course, but these two do a super version of it. That's why I had to include it. Okay, well, I'd like to thank Lloyd for putting me on to Tanya Tucker. Great singer. I'd heard of her, but I'd never ever listened to any of her stuff, and I have now, and I'm glad I have. So there we go. That's all for today. We'll be back tomorrow. I warn you now, it may be I don't know what time the video will go out, because I've got my boiler inspection, and you know they give you a time sometime between A and B. That's when it's happened. So it could be one of them days. So, but it is going to be a great one, and it's a Swiss rock band who sound a little bit like AC/DC because they were influenced by them, and it's the Mighty Crocus. Who remembers that name from the past? So that's what we do tomorrow. So have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.